What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. It's your man, Mo. I'm a man L in the building.
Chilling.
P in the building.
What up?
Fellas, first 2 weeks of NBA has been pretty exciting. A lot of parity. You know, some teams doing better than we thought. Some teams not doing as well as we thought they would be able to do. But I want to talk about two upcoming games, part of the Emirates mid-season tournament cup. You know, mid-season tournament that you're so fond of, P.
Darvin Ham won last year, right?
Yeah, the Lakers.
And got fired.
Right, yeah.
So that shows you how important it is.
He has a job. He's working with Milwaukee.
But he won it with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, P. We're talking about
So important.
We're talking about the two best teams in the East right now. Boston Celtics.
Cleveland!
Undefeated Cleveland
Never lost.
Cavaliers. First, let's talk about the undefeated Cleveland. I know we didn't expect them to be 12-0 at this point, because I think that's their record right now, right? 12-0.
Kenny Atkins?
Yeah, Kenny Atkins.
I thought he couldn't coach in Brooklyn.
Coaching Cleveland.
Golden State was decent for a back. I mean, but he's a bad coach.
Actually, you can argue that he's been a good coach because he's unlocked Evan Mobley. Part of the reason why they've been undefeated. I think he's got Evan Mobley at 18 and I think 9 or so. He's just under double digits rebounded, but unlocked him as a scorer.
Who the heck would argue that he's even good coach? He's undefeated. Like, why would they even argue in the first place?
Hey, listen, some people got him out of town and said Steve Nash would be a better option. So,
just play.
Yeah.
Don't GM. Not yet.
What do we think about Cleveland? Can they sustain this? Is this who this team is? Are they what their record says they are?
Not what their record said they are.
They're
not going to go undefeated, though. So I can't go that way.
You think the Bulls are Golden State? You think they're not going to lose?
No, I'm just asking. Like, hey, right now, they haven't had anybody.
Yeah, I think they'll be a 60-win team.
Okay.
Maybe even high 60s. I think they have one of the best starting fives in the league. So, is it a surprise? Yeah, a minor surprise. You know, I thought they would be a good team, but yeah, I can't sit here and tell you I thought they would win their first 12 games. No.
Garland, Mitchell. Why am I getting stuck? The three. Who's their three?
I think Strauss.
Strauss is
Sometimes they got the kid from Auburn in there.
not Okigi right now.
Yeah, Okigi. Yeah, I think
it's
it's
a good starting five.
And Evan Mobley and
Mobley
Allen.
and Allen. I love the 4-5.
Strauss,
LeVert.
In the back, LeVert off the bench. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty complete team.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, their record says that, hey, they're the top of the East.
Top of the league here.
Mm-hmm.
Best team in the league.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Do we think that they can maintain the momentum and maintain that number one spot in the East? Do you think that Boston will eventually catch up and surpass them? Or does it even matter to Boston where they're even trying to chase them down? Or is it too early to ask this question?
No, I think Cleveland could be the number one seed. I don't see why not, especially with Boston's history. Like they don't have, injury history. So I think that could play a factor in it. You know,
Does Boston have more talent?
I think so. I
get stuck at Derek White. That's where I get stuck at. So if you're,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right, if you're Derek, they have more talent.
Yeah, Derek White.
I'm heavy with the two, and then I'm okay with Derek White.
That's why I say Cleveland has one of, because I think Boston has the best starting five in the league.
Yeah, Derek White, Drew Holiday,
Tatum, Brown,
Porzingis.
Yeah, I think that's the best starting five in the league.
Well, yeah, I guess
And I like Horford and Pritchard off the bench. Like Boston's just a good team, talented team actually.
Yeah.
Pritchard is good.
Loaded.
Pritchard, I'm sold. Pritchard is good.
So the funniest thing is, I think to me, the most talented starting five is in LA. That's why I have the most talented starting five. I have Russell. I have what you call him. I have LeBron, AD, and Hashimura. I think that's the most talented five in the game for me.
Yeah,
Rivers, Russell.
Your Laker fan is showing. Yeah.
Agreed. LeBron and AD.
They are talented five, but yeah,
not the most.
Over?
Yeah.
I don't think they play well up to their time.
I think
talent-wise, you don't think so?
I think Boston, easily.
I mean, not to tear him down. Like I think Rui is, he's good. I think Austin Reeves is pretty good. Russell's pretty good, but it's not
like outside of LeBron and AD. You don't have anybody that's you can say, know what, he's definitely winning the matchup.
When you look at
with Boston versus Boston,
when I look at Russell and Rui, I don't know if it's definite they'll finish being starters. You know, to be honest, like I think D'Angelo Russell, I think they already got him on the bench now.
Yeah, but that's because he don't know how to coach. We'll agree to disagree. Yeah.
Oh no, the coaching thing,
for that.
We'll see if he wins the in-season tournament like Darvin Ham did last year.
I've never been a big fan of Russell.
Beal, Booker, Durant, Nurkic.
If you give me a solid five,
Royce.
That's sweet. Right. If you give me Grayson Allen, they might have a better starting five than the Lakers. If you give me Bill, Booker, Allen, Durant, and Youssef, better starting five than the Lakers, in my opinion.
Knicks, no.
Well, yeah,
stop.
For the same reason. For the same reason.
All right. Gotcha. But so sustainable. Cleveland just seems to be Cleveland in the playoffs. That's the only part that scares me. I can see Cleveland losing to a Knicks or a finally gelled Milwaukee. You know what I mean?
Some would say that they've already taken those steps of losing, to the Knicks. I think they lost to the Knicks last year, right? Or 2 years ago. Excuse me. Whatchamacallit?
I don't think they beat them this year. I just don't. I just think that matchup wise, I just like the Knicks versus Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland probably a better team. I just think the Knicks just match up well with them.
What about you, P? Do you think they can transfer this type of success to the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Donovan Mitchell teams just traditionally get to the second round. That's nothing, to be honest. Like that's not even a big deal.
This is the type of momentum that they need to, cross that barrier, get to the conference finals.
They're going to keep it up. That's a long way to get towards there, though.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have the number one seed because you probably avoid Boston and the Knicks. Who I think will probably be 2 and 3, so.
Okay. Let's go out west. You think Milwaukee's going to be here?
I think they could beat them.
Milwaukee? I think Cleveland matches up good with Milwaukee.
Yeah. I just think I'm not a fan of Milwaukee.
Because of Jared Allen and Mobley, you kind of could rotate them against Giannis. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they're going to stop them, but they have some type of resistance.
Like, at this point, the way Milwaukee's been playing versus how Cleveland's been playing.
Might be even stop them.
No, Cleveland's just a better team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just have faith that Giannis and Damian could go crazy.
Don't.
Yeah, it's probably blind faith at this point because
I just said that they can beat them. I wouldn't bet against it. Put it that way.
I say the way the Bucks have been playing, Dame and Giannis will probably give you 1 or 2 games of that.
Oh no, they got to get there first. If you're going by the way they've been playing, they got to make the playoffs.
Yeah. At this point, they're more
Yeah.
they're more to the Cooper Flag sweepstakes in the playoffs. To be honest,
I have nothing to worry
I've seen them
about
both
there.
give me 30 and lose. So
Yes.
it's tough. It's tough out there.
But let's go out west. We got another good matchup: Thunder versus the Spurs. Wemby starting to pick up. We're going to talk a little bit later about some of his previous performance in other games. But is this the same matchup without Chet? You know, with Chet being out?
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, no. But for me, I'm there. These is probably my two favorite players in the SGA and Wemby. Like, just to watch. These are probably my two favorite players. So I'm there either. But, of course, it'd be better if it was Chet. Oklahoma has a lot of injuries, actually, now. Like, Hartenstein hasn't even started the season yet. So, yeah.
Caruso should be hurt soon. Knock on wood.
Who?
Caruso should be hurt soon. Knock on wood. SGA is just consistently great. And Jalen.
And before we go any further, I want to send well wishes and get well wishes to Greg Popovich.
Oh, Pop, right?
San Antonio Spurs coach, had a mild stroke. Expected to go full recovery. He's rehabbing now. So happy to hear that.
God bless. Like Pop.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell you one thing, they're playing a little bit better though. I tell you, I don't know what. Playing a little bit better.
I was gonna ask. Hey, listen, guys. Yeah, I know it may be too soon. Is it too soon? Y'all can tell me to ask the question. Like, hey, should he consider not coming back? You know, in light of the team's recent struggles to be competitive on a championship level, and his recent health issues, should he consider hanging it up? And the fact that team has played a little bit better.
I mean, it comes a point where you do need to say goodbye. And I don't know if the stroke is the one to say goodbye, but if it's inhibiting his health and getting better, he should take a step. I don't care how good they're playing or bad, just get healthy and do so. If that wear and tear, because 82 games, the yelling, it just might be time to hang it up. Great career, right?
Yeah. P, what are your thoughts?
I mean, if the travel and the way, like you said, the wear and tear contribute to the stroke, he definitely should look at retiring. It's a game, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just his life. So
Okay. Hey, Hill, does the fact that Chet's not there change anything for you? As far as
I expect women to be more dominant. And no Hartenstein, and you have zero resistance.
Wanted to talk about Wemby recently had a 50-point game. I think he was playing the Washington Wizards.
Yep.
Almost a triple-double, if I'm not mistaken.
50 is 50, though, right? We said, even against the Wizards, 50.
He scored 50 in an NBA game against an NBA team.
Absolutely. Okay.
And Giannis scored, I
59.
think 59 the same night against, oh my goodness, was it Chicago Bulls?
Or Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah, I think it might have been Detroit.
I think Isaiah Stewart got ejected again. I don't know if that was the same game they scored 59. He just literally pulled them down. I think that might have been it. So 59. But someone else scored heavy in that game. Who else scored? Someone that night, like 3 people scored.
Yeah, the Cat put up 40-something.
That's what it was, right?
Who had the better 50-point performance? Or the more? Is it too early to say impactful?
Well, Giannis is like, 2 and 6? It can't be that more impactful. But the Spurs have about 4 or 5 wins already. So they're playing much better than last year on pace.
Should get more than 20 wins.
That's a threshold for me. That's the threshold for me. I know you said playoffs. Threshold is 20 wins. So
No, they got to get to play in.
20 and him being more
man.
dominant. You know what I mean, just more assertive, more dominant. This 50 was a good show. He played well right after that. Just keep going. Got the Lakers tonight, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Just continue. Keep it up.
P, what's your thoughts?
More
impactful 50-point performance. Giannis or Wemby?
It's tough because they both won. They both scored 50, but I guess I go Giannis because he had 59.
Yeah.
I think he went 16 for 17 from the line, surprisingly.
Which is big. That's
For him, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I think Wemby went 8 for 16 for 3. Take it out how you take it.
Yeah.
Really want him shooting 16
No,
threes,
but he shot
though.
well from there, too.
But
I didn't want it.
You don't want him shooting 16, but if you make half of them, it's not that bad. So,
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Wemby shooting that many threes and shooting.
You hate it.
You should hate it. But when he makes half of them, you don't hate it. That's all it is.
I didn't like the stat. That's the one thing I look for, too. I look for threes first, then rebounds. And I don't think he gave me double digits in rebounds that night.
No.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
That's a major problem.
That's a problem if you're the tallest person in the league. Not on the court. Like the tallest person in the league, 10 rebounds should be water. That should be,
And that's what I'm a little upset that he seems to be getting further and further away from, as far as that mid range and under over the above the rim action. It's like, hey, he's falling in love with that 3-point shot and trying to get volume numbers up as far as 3-point shots. And it's just like, I know that's where the league is trending. Hey, you want to get volume 3-point shots up.
He's still young, too. He's cherry picking like a kid. Like he's playing young. Like he's not playing. Yeah. I don't want to rush his maturity, but you want him because he's so tall to be smarter playing. And I guess it's just because he's still a kid. He feels like
I get the feeling he's still learning, right? Like right now, he's obviously he's talented. Duh. The success he's having is off his talent and his physical ability. You know, it's not really his basketball IQ right now.
Yeah,
and I think that's the next step. Like I still feel like he doesn't know how to control the game. Like it's asking a lot, but my expectations of him, like a LeBron, a prime LeBron, could control the game. I'm looking at maybe like a SGA right now. Seems like he can control the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Wemby's there right now.
No, and even Chet has more flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Chet gets dunked on, but it's in the floor. Like he's contesting multiple shots. I don't mind you getting dunked. You're gonna get dunked on.
Yeah.
Like it's not side blocks because Wemby's just tall. Like he's taking it and getting it. Chet is contesting people coming to the rim, and he's rebounding, heavy rebounding. And then that's the part I want you to do. Lose, that's fine. You're gonna lose anyway. You don't have talent, but I want you to grow and mentally play the game better. I don't need you leaking out for a highlight reel. We know what you can do. I need you to just get better and better and better.
Do you think the Spurs coaching staff have given Wemby too much freedom on the offensive side?
I don't know, to be fair. You got Chris Paul there too. You know what I mean? Like Chris Paul is the floor general to say, hey, listen, don't do this and don't do that. I thought that's why you brought him in here. On top of having Popovich and his staff.
And that's part of the reason why I asked that question, because I'm making the assumption that because he's playing the way he's playing and Chris Paul hasn't said anything or doesn't look like, hey, he's opposed to this game plan, and the coaches aren't saying anything to Chris Paul or Wemby about, hey, changing up the game plan and not taking that many threes and trying to work inside out, that it's because the coaches are saying, hey, do what you got to do on the offensive side. And let's see what works, and we'll feed the hot hand as far as, hey, whatever strategy works, that's what we'll keep on doing.
I can only assume if that's the case, then they should be fired. I mean, if that's what they're doing, it should be gone. I'm hoping not. I'm just thinking that Yeah, and maybe you just said it, and I'm just thinking about it in a different way. That they're probably just trying to get a feel of what they have, and what they can salvage around him. You know what I mean? I don't know. Is Keldon a long-term possibility to play with Wemby? Maybe they're just. I think he's the only solid person that they know is probably going to be in the future, and they're looking to see what's going to work around him. I haven't seen what is his name? I played with him last year.
Vassell?
Yeah, is he hurt?
I think he just came back.
Okay,
I think he was there for the 50 ball.
Vassell might be a part of the future. Mm-hmm. That's the only maybe two I can see, and I think they just let it play itself out.
You really just don't like Harrison Barnes at all, huh?
Well, he's not in the future. He's part of your future.
Well, yeah, he's like 10 years deep. Yeah, he's been in the league for a while.
That's like 90 years old.
Not that old,
Harrison Barnes. It's not about liking him. He's old. Guy's old.
He's got like 10 years in the league.
Oh, man.
Cass is playing like close to 20 years in the league now. Hey, guys. Are you going to be watching out for these two? Are you watching out for the mid-season tournament? Hey, have you been watching the games on Tuesdays and I think Tuesdays and Fridays? Matter of fact, tonight, Lakers play San Antonio for the first game of their tournament play. So,
bet Lakers heavy. It's LeBron's chip. Bet him heavy.
Hit us up on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget, you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Fellas, we got a couple of questions coming in from fans on the street and whatnot, sending us in.
Bring them on.
Fans only. Not to be cute. Not to be confused with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Fans only. That's the segment. Fans only.
Let me hear this.
Yeah.
PG show.
So we're gonna cut to the video right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
We Need a Fifth. Got another question for you. I remember a couple years ago, we all thought Kyrie Irving was better than Steph Curry. Do we still feel the same way now? Do we still feel Kyrie Irving is more skilled than Steph Curry?
Basically, the Steph versus Kyrie.
Steph Kyrie, who's more skilled?
Who? The question was, hey, at one point, there was a legitimate argument, especially after Cleveland won the championship against the 72-9 Golden State Warriors, that Kyrie was more skilled or more talented than Steph Curry. But after what we've seen in the past, let's say the past 5 years from Curry, between winning another championship without Durant, his Olympic play, and his recent play, can an argument be made that, hey, now Steph is better than Kyrie?
Let's do attributes. We gonna do it that way?
Yeah, 'cause I think that's two different things.
Yeah.
I think most people are going to say Steph is better than Kyrie.
Right.
But skilled? What skill are we talking? Like, I think it's like he'll say, I think we have to break down. What are we talking?
Because if you say dribbling, you're gonna say shooting. Squashes, right?
Push.
Yeah.
Passing, you're gonna say push.
I would.
I think they're both the same.
Push.
On the same level.
Free throw shooting, push. They're both 90.
Yeah.
By the way, I think Kyrie's shooting 50 from the field and 3 right now. And I know it'll go down, but jeez.
And we'll get into that. Threes, I would say push because percentage higher, volume with Steph. Steph shooting more.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more He's not taking as much. He's not chucking as much. So that's going to be a push. Then you go to me, those attributes put together with rebounding is about what? Around the same?
I would say.
So turnovers.
I trust Kyrie with the ball.
More. Always, because Steph has more turnovers. And then it goes to wins and losses.
Yeah.
Golden State has a better record, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now.
Mm-hmm.
But he went to the finals.
Yeah, but not last year.
Right. So.
But if I was being petty, like,
Gotcha.
hey, what you would call it? If we're talking about the last 5 years,
It's championship.
yeah.
But I don't think that's skill though. That's just
Better team.
better team. Like I think I look at like Paul George. To me, he's more skilled than LeBron.
I would say, what you would call it? I say that just to counter the argument of, hey, Kyrie went to the finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Steph won a chip.
Steph
won
won
a
it.
chip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, so if at the worst, I think that should be a push. You know what I mean?
I think it would be, to me, it'd be pulling hairs. That'd be tough for me. Like, I can understand if you say, Kyrie, I wouldn't fight you. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I think from an individual standpoint, I've always felt that Kyrie has always had his number.
Okay.
And I think Steph has just become to get out of his shell to where I don't think he was ever scared, but he knew, this is me hypothetically, thinking that from a one-on-one standpoint, which is not a bad thing. People are just better than people, and Kyrie Irving is just a better individual player. But I would prefer Steph myself. Only because of the situation that he was in. You know what I mean? But Kyrie's my guy. Like, that's a tough one for me. Kyrie is just, from a basketball standpoint, I don't know too many people who are better than him in general with just talented, so you bring in Steph. You know what I mean? So it's an abundance of riches for both of them that if you brought certain people who you think are the creme de la creme, I would probably tell you, like, they wouldn't be in certain people's arena. Like, he brought a PG. Like, I don't think too many people in PG's category in general. Like, it's a few people who really hone their talents to be really, really good players. And for you, it would be like both sides, like playing both. And at one point, PG was doing both. Kyrie doesn't do both, but it's to the point where I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I run about Kyrie, I don't care. Steph, I don't care. Harden, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, certain players, I don't care too much about what they're doing on defense. They're that great of offensive players in their bag where you're saying, like, yo, skill-wise, I don't know who's messing with them. But you say defense is skill, too. You know what I'm saying? That plays a part. On some plays, that thing elevates what you elevate from a defensive standpoint, that is maybe, say, a B-plus offensive player, but elevates like a who? AD?
Yeah, I think, especially the way AD's playing now, that makes him just one of the best players in the league. When you factor in defense,
Yeah.
he leaves a lot of people. Like, he leaves Kyrie and Steph.
Right.
Because of the defense. Just talking about the first 1 week, 2 weeks of the season I'm talking about, not career, but yeah.
And I'm hung up on AD's offense. That's what I'm saying. So if you factor his defense blows him away, I think he's not too far on par with just his skill set.
No, and that's the whole thing. Like, to me, AD, if you think Kyrie and Steph are better offensively than AD, okay, cool. But he's close.
Right.
Now, if you go to the other side, it's not close.
At all.
It's not close anymore. So, so if you factor in defense as a skill, personally, I probably would go Kyrie. Because, not that Kyrie's a great defender, but they hunt Steph.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Pick and roll him to death.
If Steph is on you, you have the green light. And I don't think that's with Kyrie. Although I know I'm not trying to sit here and tell you Kyrie's a good defender.
I think their defense is about equal, to be honest.
Steph Curry?
I think.
And listen, you said that Kyrie took a step last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steph had a decent defensive game the last one I saw. That was one in a while. We're talking Haley's Comet type thing. But I'm understanding in that. You know what I mean? I would.
I think they're about equal, yo. I think
I'm not upset either way.
Kyrie's defense is not as bad. I don't think either one of their defenses are as bad as you guys are.
Oh no, I think Steph's one of the worst defensive players in the league.
No to ever do it. But
It's like that, I mean, not even talking about superstars. I'm talking about just in general. Like, I'd rather have Kevin Pritchard sticking Hill.
Have y'all seen Luka?
it's bad.
No, but at least he has like positional size. Like
but
I understand. I think Luka's a better defender than Stephen Curry, and I understand that Luka's a bad defender. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I think Curry is horrible.
You know why I would take Kyrie? I think Anthony Edwards would get tired, but running around with Steph and all of that, but he can stick him. You know what I mean? You put anyone in front of Kyrie, it's a mismatch, and I don't know how that's the case. From 6'6" to 6'1" to 6'9" to 6'11", the man has found a way to get his shot off against anyone, and that is tireless hours he spent as a kid to right now. Like, he's really paid off to where he's deferring greatness with Luka. Like, I don't think you were able to see what Kyrie could be if it was just his team on Dallas. He probably would lose a lot more, and that's what you were dealing with in Cleveland. But that's why I didn't understand when people used to kill him for that, and it was just simple as results. Wins and losses. You know what I mean? I get it, but that talent, I don't understand how that was overlooked with this guy. You know what I'm saying? It took him to get out of a situation, but what's so funny is that the entire league knew what everyone was criticizing him for was that LeBron wanted him, KD wanted him, because they're in the circle, everyone is saying Kyrie's the most talented player in the league.
I think for the fans that were kind of questioning Kyrie or whatnot, and I definitely count myself among those, is like, hey, traditionally, great point guards are able to lift all boats.
Figure it out.
You know what I mean? And I guess we were missing that. Plus, he wasn't available a lot of the times. And that's been my biggest beef with Kyrie. Like, hey, he was his senior year in high school. You know, he's been dealing with injuries since then. You know, and when he got to Duke, I think he only played 11 games. And so that's always been an issue for me as well with him. And that's where, hey, I might give Steph a little bit of an advantage over him in the sense of, hey, Steph is going to be available. I think Kyrie's injury history, you got to take it into account. Just because, hey, he wasn't available for a lot of the time that he's been a pro.
And when he was, he didn't make teams better. I mean, but that's what people were saying about Chris Paul at the time. He made their teams better.
But couldn't win it.
But got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Kyrie wasn't even making playoffs.
No, to be fair, and I'm a clearly a Kyrie fan over a Chris Paul fan, but Chris Paul didn't have LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I think Kyrie's a better player. I just do. But if you ask me who had a better career, I probably would say Chris Paul.
But I will be fair to Kyrie in this, in that comparison, and say that, hey, it's not, there's context to it. Like, hey, one of the things I will recognize is that, hey, Kyrie, with those early Cleveland teams, especially once LeBron wasn't there, you know, reason why he was drafted for Cleveland and whatnot, he didn't have a good team. You know what I mean? Those teams without LeBron there weren't good teams around him before LeBron decided to come back to Cleveland and play with him and whatnot.
Yeah, but
I can't believe him.
But put it this way, for him to be great, and I love Kyrie, why can't you bring up your team to? And I'm a not Kyrie, which I hate doing.
But I think
why can't you bring the Clippers to the Clippers? What Chris Paul did, what he did with New Orleans,
And that's what I was gonna go.
But
That team was not
couldn't
good
do
to
that, bro.
but I think what you call it.
I'm killing Kyrie.
Right. It's
For-
funny. We're the Kyrie fans, but he's defending them.
But I think to be fair to Kyrie, for his type of game, I think of him as more in line of Allen Iverson. And I'm thinking that, hey, with
The finals.
yeah, but my thing was they put the right team around him.
No.
And what I mean by that
No.
is they put defenders around him
No, Mo.
and people that said, hey, here, Allen and Chuck, take the ball, score. We know you're going to score. You're the only one that's shooting it. Hey, we trying to get you the ball, and we're D'ing up in the whole nine. And
I might give you Mutombo, but besides that, I think that's just hindsight because they won. It just wasn't a good team.
I thought they gave him the same. I take Mutombo. I think they gave the same exact team that had Cleveland that they gave him to Philly. That team is disgusting.
Eric Snow,
That's terrible.
You had
Well, let me just
solid
rephrase it.
Professionals.
It wasn't a talented team. I'll just say that Philadelphia was not a talented team.
They were solid role players around Allen Iverson that were willing to be stars in their role.
And
they weren't trying to be Superman.
Well, how come they weren't solid role players anywhere else? Like, where did Eric Snow go after that? Where did McKee go after that? Where did Lynch go? I don't even know. Their career just stopped
Done.
after that.
Only thing out of there was Iggy there?
No, that was before Iggy.
Nothing. That team is bad.
Wow.
Kudos to that team. That team, because they got to the finals. I give them all the credit in the world, but they just weren't that talented. They just wasn't. Just look at them.
And that's why, to me, that's why he has a bust. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. It's what he did consistently with those teams doing that. And that is where Kyrie, unfortunately, falls short. And you guys have an argument to where you could say, like, you might be able to say he didn't have a great career, bro. You might say he had a good career.
And I think that goes to the availability. When I say Chris Paul had a better career, I think he's him and LeBron, 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds. That's the list. And because of Kyrie's lack of games played, he's not going to sniff none of that.
So, I mean, when you look at it, you're going to say he had a good career?
Yeah, I think Kyrie had a good career because he won a championship.
Right.
I think that's the saving grace, to be honest with you. Like, besides the eye test.
He doesn't win a chip, then what is he then?
Rod Strickland.
Maybe
I think you would put him a healthier, like a healthier Penny or a healthier Grant Hill. That just you know what I mean. Like we know how good they were, but they never were able to fulfill what they could have been.
Without a chip, like I said, Rod Strickland.
Better than Rod.
Like, hey. Everybody you talk to everybody you talk to that's a professional or has seen them play will tell you, hey, Rod Strickland was the truth.
Oh, I saw Rod.
I seen Rod play. Shout out to Rod Strickland. I seen him play a 4th Street. Actually,
I saw Rod. Rod's nice.
And everybody will say that, you know what I mean? But
couldn't knock it down like Kyrie though. Oh no, he didn't have to because his handle was so crazy. But you give Rod that though. You let Rod shoot that.
But hey, without a chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank God he got the chip. Jeez, that's scary to think about that.
No, the out of all your arguments, the availability, can't argue that. If he's not playing, how high can you rank someone that doesn't play X amount of games? So I'm with you on that. Did we even answer the question?
Answer the question, I guess. Even with that being said, this guy has 4 championships and brings up that team in Oakland. I got to go Kyrie with talent-wise, but I said that, though. I said Kyrie talent, but I would take Steph.
Who are you taking?
Wait, so what was the question? Who's the most talented
player?
I'm going with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I have to.
Kyrie?
I have Kyrie's most talented player in the league. So between them two, yeah, I mean.
You know what? Wow. think I'm gonna have to take Steph.
That's fine. I mean,
No, he's the greatest shooter of all time. So that's a pretty good skill to have.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take Steph. And plus, the way he's been able to impact his team as far as winning championships and having his team in contention for championship, and yeah, he's just changed the game. I think I agree with you guys. Hey, Kyrie is probably one of those once in a lifetime type of talents and whatnot, and definitely uber skilled set. But yeah, I put a little bit more weight on that winning trend.
It's a good question, though. So it's a good question. I thought he brought up a good guy too. I don't want to get hung up on it too. Don't bring up Paul George then when it comes to me, because a lot of people be disappointed. I think if you put people against Paul George. So
Wow.
Leave it at that. If
You
that
have a
person
really
has a question, he can bring that one up. I can really rail off some people.
Really high opinion of Paul
yeah.
George.
Jeffrey.
Whoa.
Jeffrey.
Whoa.
Skill? You talking skill?
Jeffrey Ant.
Got another question for you. We need a fifth from Bose. Do we still think LeBron James at 40 years old is better than Michael Jordan at 40 years old? Is he having a better season? Is LeBron's final too much? You can cut that.
P, I'm gonna go with you first.
Well, he's not 40, but I think 39-year-old LeBron is better than 40-year-old Jordan. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Push.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Why?
But the LeBron now is more of a Paul Pierce 3-point shooter, and he ratchets up spurts. He's 40. I'm being fair. And Michael Jordan was that of I think a triple pump fake and jump shot during that time. At 40, both. I might have to give it to LeBron. Well, I guess my argument, I have to give it to LeBron, because if I'm going to say LA's top talented teams, I'm gonna have to, and I have him in there, I got to say him. But
and that's one of the things. Depending on how you look at it, working in Jordan's favor is that Washington team was terrible,
including him.
But he was the only one that was averaging what?
So bad.
21?
It should have never happened. We were selfish. We wanted Jordan on it. We were selfish.
No, I didn't. I did not.
You did.
I did.
We wanted.
I
We
did.
wanted him
Not want
at
him out
SMP.
there.
I did. I did. Yeah, you don't remember how
I think Jordan gave you what, 20?
Technically, he was 39, so this is a good comparison.
Okay.
I guess maybe the other half of so he started the season at 39 and ended at 40, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me 20 a night. Yeah, I always looked at the Wizard Michael Jordan as Paul Pierce. Take it how you take it. I thought he was
I see LeBron right now.
Paul Pierce, yeah.
Yeah.
I might even lean with push, because Wizard Jordan didn't have Anthony Davis. I factor in wins.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both averaged like 20.
Yeah.
And Wizards, he just had a lot of young people.
The team sucked.
Hayward?
He had Rip Hamilton.
Rip? Yeah, Hayward or no?
He had Hayward on
What did
there.
I just say? What did I just say?
He had Gilbert Arenas on that team, I think.
Was Gil on there?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember Gil.
Asian was
I
there?
remember Whitney, Chris Whitney,
Definitely remember Whitney.
and that team was supposed
Definitely remember
I thought
Rip.
that team was supposed to win games.
That's a bad team. It's a bad team.
It was a bad team. Kwame Brown.
Who was there?
Yeah.
It was a bad team, but he put up 20 a night.
Was Smush on that team? Smush Parker? I think he
Well, that just shows you how bad the team was.
Wow.
It was just a bad team.
Okay, so you're taking LeBron.
Actually, I'm gonna go push because LeBron has Anthony Davis. I'm gonna go. I think at 39, they're the same player.
Time to go. Push. I said push. It's time to go. Time to go.
I think I'll go LeBron.
Make the playoffs.
AD. This is not even close. There's no one on that Wizard team close to AD. Might not be no one close to Austin Reeves at this point.
Hey guys, what's your thought? Who do you think is doing it better at the age of 39? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. You can send us your videos, asking your questions. Hit us up. Fellas, what's on the radar?
For me, Colorado Buffaloes. I want to see if they could get into that college. I had no interest, as you guys know, I had no interest in the college football players. So but I'm a big, obviously, we're all big Deion Sanders fans, so I'm rooting for them. I don't really care about college football so much. I'm just really Colorado Buffaloes.
5-1 in the conference. Beat Utah.
Yeah.
Which they will, I'm sure. They will. They should crush them.
I'm rooting for them. But that Colorado Buffaloes college football playoff run, that's on my radar.
So what's on your radar, man?
Two things. Enjoying it. I spoke to you off camera. The darkness of Penguin and Colin Farrell. Love it. Really do enjoy it. DC. And the other one is going to be Iron Mike Jake tonight.
Wow. You're going to actually watch that.
It's a train wreck, which I'm going to find myself turning to for at least a couple seconds. I wish I was as good as you. Seriously, I mean that sincerely. I wish I could turn away from it. I don't think I'll be able to.
You're one of those drivers. You gotta see that. Yeah. You got to see the train wreck. Oh, my goodness. P, you going to be watching this?
Thank you. I see. That's why these guys are just better than me.
Thank you. Spurs?
Yeah. No, and it got to be a doubleheader.
Yeah. I think Golden State somebody. Yeah.
What's on my radar? Cross, new Amazon Prime series. Want to check that out? See how they do this rendition of it. But James Patterson, the author, says this is his favorite version of what's been done of his adaptation of Alex Cross.
Wow. I've been working at Borders Bookstore, Patterson, for a long time. That's on section.
Decent writing.
I would say so.
Hollywood thinks so. They take a lot of it.
I would say so. Yeah. He had his own section. I'm like, yo.
Definitely. Fellas, anything else?
That's it.
Hey, to all our fists out there.
Come on, Mike, man.
Be safe.
Yeah, root for you, Mike.
Please, be safe.
Don't get hurt. Don't lose. Actually, don't lose. I'm not even going to watch it, but I'm rooting for you.
Don't kill yourself,
bro. Jeez.